Welcome to my version of First Things First. Nick Wright's NFL tiers headed into week whatever it is, 14, 15, 16, I don't even know. One of the weeks, the most recent week. But my tiers are done differently. There is zero projection into how you think they're going to be. Do you think they're Super Bowl contenders now, especially now that we're getting closer and closer to the playoffs? Do you think this team will beat that team divisional round on the road? Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with what you did in week 1, 2, 7, 8. It is just strictly how did you play this past week. Not caring that you're Patrick Mahomes. Not caring that it's Sean McVay. Like, none of that. It's looking at each team through fresh eyes. Like, it's the first time I'm seeing them. But we do have the foundational knowledge. Well, you're playing a good team. Are you playing a bad team? Are you on the road? Are you at home? The weather, like all these other various situations. So we'll have like loose expectations of what was expected from you and whatnot. But still at the core of it, looking at it through brand new, fresh eyes. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. It's gonna get weird, and I love it. So, at the very bottom, the people who are not even really officially on the ladder, they're trying their best. They're trying their best. The Falcons and the Raiders. There is not much to say about you. You two are so disappointing for so many different reasons that I don't even know where to begin. So, I'm just not. And then we got the Bengals and the Colts. Oh man, since I talk about wanting to look at this through fresh eyes and not caring about what happens in the past, but then I do think it's more interesting when we know what's at stake going into the game, but then resetting the eyes of like, I don't know, it's Joe Burrow, so I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt, and what's et cetera, but still understanding injuries, like it is a rich tapestry. Knowing that the Bengals legitimately had a chance that like if they win, like they could be in the playoffs, and the whole thing is Joe Burrow is back. Like this team is back. Like they could do it. They could actually make a run in the playoffs. This is Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Like they can do it. No, they can't. I mean, they battled with the Bills. Like that was a game they had won and they lost. The Indianapolis Colts. Your quarterback gets injured. Your backup quarterback and injured. Now you're going to have a quarterback who's 44 years old, I think, and Philip Rivers, who's got grandchildren, which I'm excited to see. I'm all for it. But the Colts, you were right there. You might not even make the playoffs now. You were battling for the 1 seed. Heartbreaking. Absolutely, positively heartbreaking. It really is. I smile so I don't have to cry. So close. So close. And now we got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. It's a little K little kitten looking into a mirror, seeing a line saying, I can't read what that says right now. But what makes you about what matters is how you see yourself, I think is what that says. What matters is how you see yourself. These are two teams that you're just like, hey, the Kansas City Chiefs were like, we're going to win this game. We're going to beat the Texans. We're the most dangerous team in the NFL. Yeah, our record's not that great. We're the most dangerous team in the NFL. We are going to win. And they were just like, but we're going to drop every single pass. Patrick Mahomes is going to throw 3 interceptions. Travis Kelce is going to launch the ball in the air. Field goal kicker is going to miss field goals. Andy Reid's going to be like, let's go for it. I'm calling upon my inner Staley from the Chargers. Everyone made fun of him for going for it. Nah, I'm going to do it. And the Eagles actually had a chance to beat the Chargers, even though they had, I think, what was the official number? 5 turnovers and 2 missed field goals. And yet they're in overtime. They're 17 yards away from the touchdown. They're 1st and 10. And they're like, let's ask Jalen Hurts to make a really difficult throw. Have him roll out, try to make this really difficult layered throw to the wide receiver 3, who I don't think was targeted the whole game. And yeah, you lost. They were battling for first place, and that is long gone. And now there's a real chance that the Cowboys could win. The Cowboys could leapfrog the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Kansas City Chiefs have I think it's like an 8%, 10% chance of just to even make the playoffs now. That is really bad. That is really bad. These were lions. They were both looking in the mirror and actually seeing a real lion. It's the way it was last year. It's the way how they felt even this year. Colin Cowherd had the Eagles number 1 at one point and had the Chiefs number 1 at one point. Now they're both out of the top 10. So, goodbye. Now, we got the silly hats only team tier. We got the Bucks, we got the Ravens, we got the Cowboys. All three of these teams were also supposed to be something. The Cowboys were like, we're the most dangerous team. We just beat the Kansas City Chiefs, who you said was the most dangerous team. We are the most dangerous team. And they go out there and they're like, revenge on the Lions. Oh yeah, you ran the score up against us. We got Dak, we got CeeDee Lamb, we got George Pickens, we got a big time loss and we're going to let you score 44 points on us. We're so sorry. Let's go now. Didn't mean to disturb you, so sorry. Oh, fix your shirt a little bit. Okay, good. Go to go. And the Buccaneers Super Bowl champions, apparently. Nick Wright. Baker Mayfield was the MVP. Tampa Bay was his Super Bowl pick preseason. The Carolina Panthers genuinely are in a position to win this division. They just lost to the New Orleans Saints and a quarter against a quarterback that people don't even know how to say his name. Tyler Shuck. Tyler Shaw. Tyler Shaw. What? And the Baltimore Ravens. You got Lamar Jackson back. This defense is supposed to be back. They're ready to go. And then you lose 27-22. We can blame the refs. We can blame this. We can blame that. I don't know, man. I just feel that this Ravens defense should have been able to make Aaron Rodgers' life a lot more miserable. And Lamar Jackson should be playing a lot better. He is Lamar Jackson. But all three of those games were losses. All three of those games weren't as bad when we were looking at it through fresh eyes as the Chiefs, as the Eagles, as the Bengals, Colts, Raiders, Texans. So, you're the silly hat only tier. And then we got Hands Across America. I wasn't alive for this, but I don't know. I think they had like people where they literally held hands across America. I don't know if they actually officially all held hands, but it was like kind of like for unity. I think it was like, people from all different backgrounds and, shapes and sizes and stuff. And, it was a metaphorically met a lot. I think for any of you guys that were around for that, hit me up in the comments. Tell me what it was about. Did you hold anyone's hand across America? All four of these teams are honestly here for different reasons. I think the Bears played really well in that game and it came down to the wire, but they obviously came up short. That interception, I was really impressed with how they played. Really continue to be really impressed with Ben Johnson, Caleb's play calling, Ben Johnson's play calling, Caleb's off-script playmaking. Really, really impressive. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers was wheeling a deal, man. The way Aaron was moving, he was like, bro, I do not care. I don't care how old you think I am. 42, I'm 24, let's go. Like, it made you almost kind of sad, too, because you're like, man, Aaron was something, man. And the Steelers team taking down the Ravens. Now, they reclaimed their spot at the top of the division. They're like, hey, man, don't count us out. Let's go. The Seahawks, they had to drop because they obviously had a huge win, right? They obviously dominated against the Falcons. They got knocked because it was against the Falcons, and I think it was like 66 at halftime or something. It was like a tie game at half. Like, Sam Darnold was imperfect. They ended up playing great. I praise win again when I do these tiers. Meant to nitpick because otherwise it's just so easy just to lump all the great teams at the top and all the bad teams at the bottom. And then it's just like, so you kind of have to nitpick. I always knock teams a little bit for when they dominate a team and beat a bad team and whatnot. And because since the Seahawks, there was like a chunk of the game where you're like, what's about to happen right now? You're like, what? Like, it's like 66 or something. Like, wait, what is going on? And the Chargers, I had the Chargers also originally at the top, but then I realized I got to move down because, again, otherwise there's just too many teams at the top, and I was like, what are we doing here? That was an amazing win by the Chargers. That was so impressive. It really was. It was incredible. Justin Herbert, heroic. Unbelievable. But again, if we're going to nitpick, you had 5 turnovers, right, of the Philadelphia Eagles and 2 missed field goals, and like clearly makeable field goals. These weren't like 65 yards, right? Like clear makeable field goals. And your quarterback got walloped 26 time pressured 26 times, and he had to be your hitting rusher, and you still needed an overtime win. And the Eagles were 17 yards away from winning that game, and you had 5 turnovers, realistically 4 more than anything, and 2 missed field goals, and you were still very close to losing that game. And again, the injuries all, that's why it was super impressive, super great. But unfortunately, you had to drop, or you couldn't be at the top, and then we got these 7 teams. That's what I'm saying. I could add like 10 teams to the top, and it's like I don't even really like to put the Jags and the Rams there, but I felt kind of forced to do it. The Jags winning 36-19. They were in control of that game the entire time. So were the Rams. I just decided to keep them up there, especially because they keep getting mad at me. I don't want you to be mad at me, but again, they controlled that game. They were perfect start to finish. Seems just to make sense right now. The Packers, I mean, I think that was a heck of a game against the Chicago Bears. They really controlled that first half, and then they took the Bears punch, and the Bears were also set up now to like try to take the lead really, because they were going to, if they scored the touchdown, they weren't going to kick the field goal. They were going to go for 2. Man, would have that been a pressure cooker. Stressful situation. I wish we kind of got to see that. But great. Interception. Great execution offensively for the Green Bay Packers as well. Great resilience. A great, huge win. Denver Broncos also the benefit of with the Rams and the Jags. Just a really clean textbook game. Special teams stepping up. Bo Nick stepping up defense. It's like, I want to say stepping up, but like you're going up against terrible teams. So it's like, but it was just a clean game, smooth game, nothing crazy. Again, the reality is like I like to lower like the Broncos and the Rams and the Chargers and do that, but until I can find a way maybe to have even more tiers on this, maybe I can start to be even harsher with some of this type of stuff. Because I do just hate the way how this works is just like automatically putting up you win big, you're automatically the top. Like I still struggle with that tremendously, honestly. The Texans. I mean, I just thought that was pretty incredible. I know the Chiefs aren't the Chiefs right now, but I just think considering who this team is, where CJ Stroud is right now, I mean, like I think this was a massive game and a massive win. CJ Stroud made some pretty awesome plays in the got to have it moments. That defense was unbelievable as well. Just completely swallowing up Patrick Mahomes and the hit on Rashid Rice, like the 4th down stops, like just that was impressive. They're the fireworks tier. All of these teams right now, because it's like all of these teams have the ability in any moment to just put on an absolute show, whether it's offensively, defensively, quarterback play, whatever it is. You're just like, now that is what you're like. Clip that, show it to the staff, show it around the league, show it to the college player. Show it to the high school kid. You're just like that. That is what you're looking to accomplish. And the Detroit Lions, I mean, like they're hanging on by bounds, right? Their season was pretty much like if they lost that game against the Cowboys, I think their playoff hopes got just absolutely slashed, right? Just absolutely slashed. You're going up against the Cowboys. The Cowboys have massive momentum, beating the Kansas City Chiefs. Which again, that used to mean something, but again, everybody was saying the Cowboys are the hottest team. This defense is for real. People started to get real antsy about like, oh man, you really did lose Ben Johnson. This team is not quite the same. They hung 44 and it was great. Jared Goff flawless. Gibbs a monster. Amon-Ra St. Brown stepping up there with a messed up ankle. Addison, like, it was just great game. Great game. Great game. Great game. And it was very much a return to form of lag. Now that's the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills in a snowstorm. That really was, that had to have been like one of the most exciting games I've seen in a really long time, because it was a snow game that had a ton of action and drama and fumbles and interceptions and pick six, like huge 3rd down conversions, picking up with your legs running. I want to, just honestly, I want to watch that game again right now. I really do. Unbelievable. unbelievable. The Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen just being insane in that game. I mean, the throw to Shakir, the scramble on 3rd and long, the ice, the gave, it was like 3rd and 15. So much happened in that game. I can't even like keep track of all the crazy moments, honestly. And then obviously the pick six, and then the I think it was the very next throw for Joe Burrow, ended up being then another interception. I mean, that game had it all. T. Higgins making like one-handed catches while he like was, I think he was arguably a little concussed. Like it just, man, that game was awesome. And that's what made it such a bummer. Honestly, that's what made it a bummer that the Bengals lost, because I'm like, man, that's a great team, the Bengals. I want to see them in the playoffs. I want to see great quarterback play in the playoffs. You got to choose between Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow. Come on, man. The answer's obvious. Even the Houston Texans, who I just absolutely praise, and that defense is legit, and I do love it. But like Joe Burrow, Joe Burrow, Joe Burrow. But now it's interesting because you see what the Buffalo Bills have been able to do. You see what Josh Allen's out there doing. Can they solidify themselves as the true #1 team in the NFL? We will find out. Snorts. But that's just the tiers right now. I mean, listen, the Dolphins are close from joining this party. You know, it's like I left the Dolphins off. Again, the other teams that are left off, it's because they didn't play. They had a bye. So no Patriots, no Giants, 49ers, Panthers. The Giants wouldn't have been on there anyway, but the Patriots can. The 49ers and the Panthers certainly can. But any of these other teams are not really, you're not really relevant. The Cardinals, honestly, the Raiders and the Falcons aren't. But they played, and they're a little bit of a joke. So it's like, gotta put you there for now. But like the Dolphins could technically now join this party. You know, like that's, I think that they're really realistically the only other team right now that has the ability to be like, hey, you know, and then the Chiefs could technically fall off, but the Chiefs will always be relevant, so they'll remain on the ladder throughout the course of it right now. But I mean, yeah, it's the way I got it right now. It's just crazy. I mean, it's crazy too, especially when you look at standings, and it's just so crazy to make sense of it all. Denver 1, New England 2, Jacksonville 3, Pittsburgh 4, the Chargers 5, the Bills 6, the Texans 7, no Ravens, no Chiefs, no Bengals, and the teams that were doing really well, like the Colts, not in there anymore. It's like, wait, what? Like, wait, huh? And the Miami Dolphins who are collapsing. It's like they have the same record as the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, huh? And now even a team like the Eagles, who's really struggling, they're still the 3 seed. They're still 8-5. Like, they're still right there. Green Bay Packers 2, Rams 1. The way how it is right now, it would be Eagles versus the 49ers, 3-6, the 3 seed and the 6 seed, until you're like, all right, I don't know who's winning that game. That'll be interesting. The Chicago Bears were set up to be the 1 seed. Now they're the 7 seed, and the Lions are the 8 seed, and the Panthers are the 9 seed. But if they win, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are out, it's mayhem. It is mayhem. And if Minnesota was in the AFC, the Vikings could somehow still make the playoffs as well. Like, they could theoretically have a chance. You never know. So it's chaos all around. It's chaos all around. So, it's the way I'm seeing it right now. It's the way how I saw these last batch of games. We got some great games coming this week as well that I think will be really fun to have to make sense about. I mean, the Bears and the Browns, Shador, Caleb, like the storylines are going to get intense. The Bengals and the Ravens, I mean, like the Bengals at this point really aren't playing for much, but like the Ravens are like they're playing. The Chargers and the Chiefs, let's go. Chargers and the Chiefs. Chargers win that game. I mean, like it's over. It's done for the Chiefs. It's done. If they win, there's some action now. Like you're still really looking at the standings like pretty closely for the Chiefs. New England versus Buffalo. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. The Commanders and the Giants don't care. The Eagles and the Raiders. I mean, if the Eagles lose that game, then everyone's getting fired. The Jets and the Jags. Yikes. The Texans and the Cardinals. Listen, I think the Texans are, it's always on the table with the Texans because their offense isn't great. So, like, but I mean, Jacoby Brissett. Oh man, I feel bad for you, buddy. And the Packers and the Broncos. Yes. Let's go. The Lions versus the Rams. Let's go. The Panthers and now the Saints. Like, that game really matters. That game matters tremendously. I mean, it always kind of did, but like they're in a great spot now. Um, and then that's the last real game. The Cowboys and the Vikings. Be interesting to see what JJ can do if he can kind of turn this thing around, especially against a bad defense like the Dallas Cowboys. So we'll see. The Colts and the Seahawks. I mean, could it be Philip Rivers like that quickly? Could Philip Rivers really just be the quarterback against the Seattle Seahawks? I mean, it's in a few days, man. Like I don't know. Like I'm for it. And honestly, that would be such a tough spot for me because I'm such a big believer in the Seattle Seahawks, but like I would love to see Philip Rivers succeed. I mean, that would just be absolutely amazing. That would just be absolutely amazing. Um and if no one could get hurt and it was just a cartoon, then it would also be hilarious just to also see him get walloped by that Seattle Seahawks defense, which is an elite defense. So, um, but I mean, I don't know. That's like a Disney story right there. Philip Rivers comes out and his like little granddaughter, little children are just like, "Daddy, are you playing football again?" And he's like, "Yes, baby, I'm doing it." He like goes out there and plays Seattle and he like wins and you're just like, "Wow." So that game's crazy. That game is going to be so crazy. If it is Phil, if it's not Philip Rivers, it's like I don't know who they're getting then. Call me. Hit me up, let's go. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about my tiers uh, headed into week 15 based off of week 14? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.